All right, Joe the Pro here at the Casa de Brotherton in beautiful Aliso Viejo, California. I'm here with my very near and dear friend, Larry, the big fella Brotherton. Thanks for being on the Fascinating Five, my brother.
Thanks, Joe. It's a pleasure.
Great to have you. Let's quickly go through your bio here. Let's see, you got married and landed at Newport Beach Country Club in 1980 for 3 years. You're at Monarch Beach for 7 years, the head pro for 4. You're at Aliso Creek Bed and Browns for 8 years. And you've been at San Juan Hills for just over 20 years now. You were the 2000-2014 Metro Chapter Teacher of the Year, the 2015 SCPGA Teacher of the Year, and in 2017 you were inducted into the SCPGA Teachers Hall of Fame. The Wounded Warrior West Battalion Golf Tournament for 6 straight years over here at San Juan Hills has been galvanizing the town, and we'll talk about that in a little more detail in just a minute. And very fascinating is you were a participant in the 1980 Winter Olympics. You jumped off the 70 and 90 meter jump at Lake Placid, the giant ski jump. Unbelievable. Very cool there. I was in Lake Placid in 1980, lived 15 miles away, and I wonder if we crossed paths. And you got the Olympic rings on your golf bag.
But how about last summer? You went out there. You brought back some T-shirts for me.
Yes, we
Those
did.
were sweet.
We went up the 70 and 90, took some pictures for the big fella, and I texted him to him while we were standing on top of the 90-meter jump at Lake Placid. So, yeah, we were thinking of it. We were there. You were there in spirit with us, my friend.
Did you look over the side? Look down how far that is?
Yeah, it was like 250 feet. It was kind of spooky and kind of skinny, but that was awesome. Yeah, we were thinking of you then. We did a nice Facebook post on the whole Olympic thing with Larry,
it was
the
neat.
big fella.
Well, you took some videos and sent them to me. Was the guys taking a ride down on inner tubes in the summertime on the plastic? They've got plastic hills now, and you said that they were going about 40 miles an hour. That's
40, 50.
Pretty neat.
It was the luge team. It was the Olympic luge team was using the landing area of the 70-meter jump to go down on inner tubes. It was really, we got video of that. It was really cool to see that. They were doing at least 40 miles an hour down that thing. It was unbelievable. It was very cool. But you were there, 80 Winter Olympics, unbelievable. My first question to you, my friend, is how did you get into golf?
Back in Minnesota, they play a lot of golf in the summertime down there. Probably more golf per capita than any place in the United States. There, and probably Wisconsin and some of those places like Michigan, just because it stays light till about 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, yeah.
But my next door neighbor down the road actually had his mom and dad play a little golf, and he brought a club up to my backyard one day, and he says, "Hey, let's go look for some golf balls." I didn't even know what a golf ball was or anything, and so we marched up to the golf course, and we were looking for golf balls, and he found a bunch. I found one. It had a great big smile in it, and he snuck out in the fairway and started hitting some balls down the fairway, and he says, "Here, you try it." So I started hitting some, and sure enough, my uncle got wind of it, and he bought me a 25-cent golf club from the Goodwill. And that's the start of it. So we started sneaking up on the golf course, and finally we got caught from the superintendent. And he says, "Hey, you guys, if you want to go do some caddying, you can get on and play free golf on Mondays." So we booked it up there, and we had a great time doing that. And that's how I got in. I started caddying, and then I started working in the bag room, and then assistant pro, and that's how I got started.
Oh, wow. 25-cent Goodwill Golf Club.
Yeah.
It all started from 20. That was great. Great story. Duluth, Minnesota, am I correct?
Yes.
I heard that Duluth, Minnesota has 9 months of winter and 3 months of bad sledding. So it's fortunate that you're able to get into golf there.
No, 10 days of good weather throughout the summer if you're lucky.
Right. While we're on Minnesota, you're from Duluth, Minnesota. You participated, I remember, recently in the Burka Binder. And I was really impressed with all the work you put in, running 10, 13 miles a day, getting ready for this event. We want to tell our viewers what the Burka Binder is all about in Minnesota.
A good friend of mine that went to the 68 and 72 Olympics, him and I used to cross-country ski quite a bit. So he called me one day and he said he was doing his 38th Burka Binder. And he, when he first did his first one, he said he was never going to do it again. It was so tough, And so I hadn't cross-country skied for about 35 years. And he says, can you imagine? I'm going to be doing my 40th Burka Binder here in another year and a half or so, because he's just getting done with his 38th. So I says, I'll tell you what, I'll come and join you on the 40th. And so I put a big carrot out in front of my nose, and like you said, I started running just a couple miles, and then 5 miles, and 10, and trying to get some miles under my belt to do this. I ran 5 half marathons that summer.
I remember that.
To get ready for it.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And 34 miles on cross-country skis, and I made it. I made it, yeah. I completed the whole thing in 5 hours and 12 minutes.
Now, understand that year there was 13,000 participants. Just how big is this thing?
Oh, you know what? And I didn't have a track record. My buddy got to start out in the front, ahead of everybody, because he's done 38 of these things, or 39, and going on his 40th. I had no track record, so I had to stand way at the back end of the pack. I was in the 9th wave, which was behind all 13,000 of these cross-country skiers, So I had to meander through a bunch of them, and it was really a fun day, really a neat deal.
Well, that was awesome. I remember when you were doing all that running, and that was just phenomenal. I was, so proud of you. You said you were going to do it, you worked hard, and you did it. And that was really good to see. That's just kind of the guy you are, put your mind to something, you get it done. I want you to talk just a second about the televised golf tournament that you ran out of Ben Brown's for a few years.
Yeah, I had 4 pros come in every year for about 8 years to play in a televised event on Cox Communication Channel. And we played for $1,800, little skins game, $100 for the first 3 holes, $200 for the next 3, and $300 for the last 3. So it was pretty exciting, and I had some good pros. I had Johnny Jacobs play one year. I had Ray Carrasco, Ellen Tapey. I had some, Ray. He's played in like 13 British Opens. And
Ray's
like
a good buddy of ours.
5 U.S. Opens. So that was pretty spectacular. I had Mike Malaska one year. We had Paul Skodler one year. It's a lot of great pros from our area.
And that was the days before the Team TV Challenge. So Larry was the first one.
And it was all actually to raise money for the Laguna Beach High School golf teams. That was really neat. In the 8 years that I was there, I raised over $60,000 for the kids. I was really proud of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Unbelievable. That's the kind of heart this man has right here. Yeah, absolutely. You're a Hall of Fame teacher, as I mentioned earlier. Who influenced your career?
When I first started out caddying, this lady actually she had me caddy for her, and she kind of went to the pro and told her how bad of a job I did on caddying. So the pro kind of said to this lady, "Hey, I'll take care of it," and took me off to the side, kind of winked at me, and said, "You're going to shag for me, shag balls." And I started shagging balls and watching him teach. I says, "That's what I want to do when I grow up." And that's, lo and behold, that's what I've done.
Who was this?
A gentleman by the name of Pat Gustafson.
Pat Gustafson.
Pat Gustafson was a pro at Ridgeview Country Club. So that was really a lot of fun caddying for him, watching him play golf. He was a great player.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anyone else influence you? What about Ben Brown's?
Well, then there was Marty Irving. I worked for him at Mesabi Country Club back in Minnesota. up on an iron range, and he was really good at custom club making of clubs and a club pro. I always wanted to be a club pro like him because he got to play golf every day.
Right.
I had to stay behind the counter and work, and while he was out there playing, well, this was not a very big country club back in the day, and I said, man, that would be kind of neat, to just go out and play golf. Lo and behold, when I got my head job, it wasn't like that at all. I got suckered into it, man.
Oh, you apprentices, associates, right? You think you're getting into golf to play.
They know how it is, man. They know how it is. Long hours behind the counter.
Long hours behind the counter. Absolutely. Anyone else influence your career that you remember?
Yes, Lou Scovrun. When I worked at Monarch Beach for 7 years there, 4 years, 3 years as assistant pro and 4 as a head golf pro. Yeah. Lou really taught me a lot. He was really a gentleman that was PR at the finest. He knew people really well and knew how to treat people really well, and I really appreciated the way he treated people.
Right on.
And that was really what a PGA golf pro is all about.
Mm-hmm. Well,
there.
He taught you well because, I really appreciate the way that you treat people. It's remarkable. So everyone that knows you in the section knows what a great guy you are. The big fella. One of the best guys you'll ever meet right here. And how we met, so we met playing in a pro that paired us together.
Wow.
We had such a great time. And you immediately, I told you about the work with the Disabled Golf Committee, so you immediately jumped on board, started coming to all the clinics, and you're on the Disabled Golf Committee now, the Southern California PGA Disabled Golf Committee with me now, and you've helped, like I said, you've helped at hundreds of the clinics, and I know you had a special fondness for the Junior Blind Clinic that we do every year. This was our 19th annual, and tell me about those experiences.
Just the incredibleness of knowing that these kids that are impaired with their vision, they could hear really well. You used to give them a bunch of golf balls, let them throw them in the water to listen to the balls go kerplunk.
Yeah, that's
and they were, so jazzed about it.
Yeah,
and they would can I do it again? Can I do it again? And you'd be giving them golf balls, and they'd throw it in there and listen to that. That was pretty exciting to see how much they really enjoyed doing things like that.
Right.
The
golf ball toss,
Yeah, and they were really good at hitting golf balls too. They were, you put them in position and, get them standing right and getting them to feel out things. And it's a really learning curve for all of us as golf pros to, feel how it is to hit a golf ball with our eyes closed. Try that a few times. You learn a lot.
Absolutely. And that the golf ball toss station, that one and the guide dog puppy station seem to be the two favorite stations when we run that event every year. So
that sounds good.
And then, what you've done for the Wounded Warrior West Battalion in the tournament that you host for them is 6 straight years. It galvanized. This guy's put together. So we go to Pendleton every month for like the last 13 years. And Larry goes, why don't we just do a tournament for all these guys? Because they come to the clinics once a month. And we really didn't have anything for them. And Larry's like, let's do a tournament for them at San Juan. Double shotgun, over 250 participants every year. It was a 6 straight year for the Wounded Warrior West Battalion. We started it out sort of as a reward for the guys that were coming to all the clinics all the time. Let's give you your own golf tournament. The mayor of San Juan has been there. Major Ed Polito from Folds of Honor has been there. But, what you've done there, talk a little bit about what you've done there over the 6 years, if you don't mind, with the parachuters and the whole deal.
It's nice to put on a show, you got the guys come down in the parachuters. And that one year we had a guy hit a tree, and oh my God, I thought, what a liability this is,
We're going to have to tell that story.
Yeah. You got that on film, I think, too. I mean, incredible. But yeah, these guys are just wonderful. All the disabled guys that come out to play in this golf tournament, to have a pro in the group and some amateurs to play in it. We always have a nice steak dinner for everybody. We have out back for lunch. It's just really a nice deal. We've got plenty of prizes for everybody in the tournament, you know, and try to make sure everybody goes home with something, you know. If not, they've got the camaraderie of everybody that they play with, and that's certainly a real big time pleasure for everybody. And it just makes it real festive, you know, around the 4th of July. We're going to do it June 24th this year, so that's going to be pretty special.
Awesome, yeah. And like I said, it just galvanizes the entire city of San Juan. It's what a job you've done with that. Let's go back to the 1980 Winter Olympics when you were jumping off the 70 and the 90 meter jump. It just is so amazing to me. How far in the air do you go when you come down those giant jumps? How far do you go in the air?
Everybody's a little bit different, but my longest jump that I've ever had in my lifetime, it was 114 and a half meters.
114 and a half meters, which is about 280 feet?
Try a little bit over 300.
300 feet in the air, unbelievable. When we were there, we're looking down from way up, and oh man, it takes a lot of courage. All right, big fella, it's that time. You're Hall of Fame instructor. You've been the section teacher of the year, the chapter teacher of the year. What is your favorite golf tip?
It's a drill called the Ferris wheel, and I teach it all the time. It helps people hit the ball straighter than ever.
You were saying it goes right all the way through the driver, every single club.
Yeah, it's kind of a progression. You learn how to do it with a sand wedge to the 7-iron. It comes in 4 stages. Sand wedge to the 7-iron, then it's a 6-5 4-iron, and then it's like a rescue club 5-wood, and then your 3-wood in your driver. So those are your 4 stages. If you get it to the driver, you're home free.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take you out onto the range and cut it in right now.
My favorite tip that I've ever given in the history of this game is called the Ferris wheel drill. Some people call it the rotor. I learned it from a very famous teaching pro, a guy by the name of Joe Nichols, and I'd like to just share it with you. It kind of goes like this. Come up to a golf ball and you get nice and square. And you just circle the club right in front of you like so. What it does, it helps prevent you from coming over the top. It sure firms up your left side and swinging the club. And you just learn how to hit the ball straighter than ever. This goes like this. There's A, there's B. Oh, did you see that? It went right by the flagstick. But most of my students learn that drill, and we try to learn it with a short club first, and we work ourselves up to a driver. And when you get it home to the driver, you're home free. And you'll be hitting the ball straighter than you ever thought possible, just through that drill.
Let's say, any future plans? What do you got going on the next few years at San Juan Hills, or what any future plans?
That's what I love teaching. That's what I love to do.
And it's obvious in everything you do, I know. So, when we go to San Juan, I mean, the patrons there just love you so much, and it's awesome to see that, the relationships you've built over the years. And I know all the PGA pros in Southern California, everyone that knows you loves you. You're one of the best dudes out there, one of the best guys I know. Anyway, it's been so great having you on the Disabled Golf Committee. I look forward to, a lot more years of bringing a little joy to the world for the less fortunate, having you on the team. And anyone else out there you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank San Juan Hills, all the
San Juan Hills, absolutely.
Staff at San Juan Hills Golf Club, and I'd also like to thank our Southern California PGA. I'd also like to thank my family,
Absolutely.
My wife Jill, my daughter Kate, my boy Philip, and my youngest daughter, Melissa.
Great. Awesome. All right, big fella. I want to thank you for being on the Fascinating Five. Always great to see you, my friend. Always great to hang out with you. You're one of the best guys I know, and thanks for all you brought to the table with all the stuff we do. So great to see you. Great to have you on the show. One of my best friends right here. I give you Larry Brotherton.